To say it all started with a tiny little housefly would be a big statement. But well, it indeed is the fact. Now let us picture this. A housefly constantly buzzes around the antagonist's ears and he tries to sweat it out. But little does he know, the fly is actually a vengeful reincarnate to avenge its murder in previous birth. It surely sounds totally absurd in reality. But what if it's a concept for a movie? Even then, most creators would rub it off, but not SS Rajamouli, the man who broke the shambles of the South-North divide, or even international boundaries with his larger-than-life imagination. His bilingual film, Iga in Telugu and Nani in Tamil, banked high on emotions and VFX, won the acceptance of millions of filmgoers. It was a smashing success in the South, but did not enjoy the same adulation in the Northern market. But a statement was made that filmmakers need to adapt to new modes of storytelling in order to sustain. When Telugu films were branded as popcorn time pass, Rajamouli was hailed as a visionary for taking a Telugu film to Tamil, Kannada and Malayalam markets and winning it in style. His most recent film, RRR, set the cash registers on fire across the globe. The pre-independence multi-starrer grossed a little more than 1,000 crore worldwide, including 265 crore in Hindi net collections alone. Before this, he took the entire nation and beyond by storm with his two-part magnum opus Bahubali the Beginning and Bahubali the Conclusion, and effectively altered Indian cinema's timelines forever as pre and post Bahubali. To be fair, this is not the first time South Indian films dubbed into Hindi worked well theatrically. The names of successful movies by Tamil filmmakers Mani Ratnam and Shankar with Roja, Bombay, Hindustani, Robo 2.0 had their fair share. But with Rajamouli's emergence, a market was not just created in the north for theatrical releases of Hindi-dubbed South Indian films, but it also paved the way for them to hammer Hindi films in their home turf. Bahubali the Beginning set the tone with an impressive lifetime gross of 500 crore in India to become the country's highest grossing movie at that time. The next Bahubali edition rolled in 1,416 crore. Clearly, Rajamouli has sown the seeds of South Indian cinema's dominance of Indian movie theatres across the country, with others following in his footsteps. The recently released 4 successive super hits from the South, Pushpa The Rise, RRR, KGF Chapter 2 and Vikram, have collectively grossed more than 3,000 crore worldwide, including nearly 800 crore in Hindi net collections alone. Now compare this. The best performing Hindi films lately, Gangubai, The Kashmiri Files and Bhool Bhulaiyaa 2, have together only crossed 811 crore worldwide. From January 2020 to April 2022, of the country's 9,759 crore combined gross box office collection, the 4 South Indian languages contributed 57.3%, while Hindi managed 31%. Meanwhile, Hindi hits remade in the South have also fared well lately, including Badai Ho, which was remade as Veetla Visesham featuring RJ Balaji, Article 15 as Nenjukku Needhi featuring Udayanidhi Stalin, and Pink as Nerkonda Parvai featuring Ajit Kumar. But what has rattled Bollywood is the quick succession and scale of the recent southern hits in Hindi. A few years ago, South films were only limited to dubbed satellite rights for TV viewership. But in the last couple of years, dubbing is no longer limited to satellite viewing alone. Major multiplexes did not screen Hindi dubbed versions of South Indian films a few years ago. But now, it is their lifesaver, because Pushpa, RRR, KGF 2 and the recent Vikram are bringing in the footfalls, which ultimately drives food and beverage sales, which in a way is the lifeline of multiplexes. So what is the South doing right that the North is not doing? It is the content. The stories are not brand new, but the storytelling is, and the way it is presented to the audience is what is setting the South to gain strong footholds in the Vindhyas. An uncle killing the father and the son taking revenge can be either Lion King or Bahubali. But it's about how you make that storytelling accessible intellectually to the widest possible audience. With the stupendous success of Bahubali franchise, it not only created a market but also instilled a great deal of hope in producers. For instance, take Vijay Kiragandu, the co-founder of Hombale Group which produced KGF. It was only a casual meeting with Rajamouli in Bengaluru 2 months before KGF 1's release that set the ball rolling. The makers screened an 8-minute showreel cut of the film and he immediately asked them to go pan-India. And what a decision it turned out to be. KGF 1, released in December 2018, collected around 45 crore net in Hindi. KGF 2, released in April 2022, made nearly 10 times as much in Hindi and grossed 1,200 crore worldwide. Now, unlike other films whose national success came about intentionally, the Allu Arjun starrer Pushpa was different. Again, it was Rajamouli who encouraged the makers to consider Hindi markets. But left with hardly any time for marketing, the makers relied entirely on TV promotions and digital media to carry the film to the masses. Pushpa caught the imagination of the masses. Countless Instagram reels, even from celebrities and sportsmen, fueled the film into a blockbuster. Now, this emergence was also amply aided by the pandemic-accelerated trend of OTTs buying digital rights of films at hefty rates before their theatrical release. Increasingly, the non-theatrical rights decide the film's financial fate, while the box office collection is just the icing on the cake. For instance, Kamal Haasan starrer Vikram, made on an estimated budget of 150 crore, earned around 100 crore through pre-sale of satellite and digital rights alone. Now, that is 2/3 of the budget. Another most important factor for South films dominating the Hindi market is because of the rigorous marketing and promotion of the film. Right from Bahubali, KGF, Pushpa to the most recent Vikram, the cast made their presence in different cities promoting their product. Now, some of the big names in the South need to watch and learn if they ever wish to make their films pan-India like their counterparts did. Today, big names are not enough to sell a movie. They need to get down to business by interacting with the press and people across cities to promote their film. The seeds have been sown for all kinds of cross-pollinations in the Indian cinema industry. Collaborations are already taking shape. For instance, RRR had Ajay Devgan and Alia Bhatt, KGF 2 had Raveena and Sanjay Dutt. More are following suit, with Shah Rukh Khan's upcoming film Jawan, which is directed by Atli and co-stars Nayanthara. Vijay Sethupathi and Katrina Kaif are uniting for Merry Christmas. And more Bollywood faces are part of pan-Indian films, so that the North Indian audiences could relate to a known face. But there is no set formula. For instance, neither of the Bahubali movies had a North Indian face, and still it did well. This is the way forward. We have started to walk together now. There is no language barrier. It is only an Indian movie. Now, saying all this, our overseas box office collections, in spite of the huge figures, is only minuscule. We only screen films where we have an Indian diaspora in countries like Australia, New Zealand, the Middle East, the UK and North America. If the Eastern European and Latin American markets open up, then the sky is only the limit. Are you a graduate? Can't find a job after completing a degree? You've come to the right place. If you are interested in data science, business analytics, and web development, we will make your dreams come true. The RISE Institute of Digital Sciences offers you 6 months online course with 100% employment guidance. Data science with IBAC certification, tutored by quality professors. Easy EMI option available. For more details, visit www.trids.in or call us at 91500 60033 89398 55001. நல்ல சினிமா இப்போது பாட்காஸ்ட் வடிவத்துல ஸ்பாட்டிஃபை ஆப்ல இருக்கு. நம்ம சேனல்ல ஏற்கனவே இருக்கிற வீடியோ, இனி வரப்போகிற எல்லா வீடியோவும் இனிமே பாட்காஸ்ட் முறையில நீங்க கேட்டு மகிழலாம். டிஸ்கிரிப்ஷன் பேஜ்ல அதோடைய லிங்க் இருக்கு. அதை கிளிக் பண்ணுங்க, ஃபாலோ பண்ணுங்க, கேட்டு மகிழுங்க. நீங்க நம்ம யூடியூப் சேனலுக்கு ஆதரவு கொடுத்த மாதிரியே இந்த புது முயற்சிக்கும் உங்களுடைய ஆதரவை கொடுங்க.